The following is a presentation of TFNN, The Trader's Edge, with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the November 19th terrific Tuesday edition of today's opening bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's truly what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is a tool I call Make Life Worthwhile. You know, over the years, as I've sought out ideas, principles, strategies to life's challenges, I've come across 4 simple words that can make living worthwhile. First, the first word, life is worthwhile, I believe, if I learn. Learn being the first word. I believe that what I don't know will hurt me. I believe that you have to have learning in order to exceed, let alone succeed or exist, I should say, and let alone succeed in life. I believe that the best lessons are learning from our own experiences, negative or positive. In fact, you know, we learn to do it right by first, sometimes, doing it wrong. Think about that. Has that ever happened to you? You know, we also learn from other people's experiences. Again, both positive and negative. I've always said that it's too bad failures don't give seminars, because that information, folks, that information would be extremely valuable. We'd learn how someone who had it all and then messed it up may have come back even stronger than ever. Learning from other people's experiences and mistakes is valuable information because we can learn what not to do without the pain of having tried and failed from others. You know, we learn by what we see. So I say, pay attention. We learn by what we hear. So that means be a good listener. After all, we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. We learn from what we read, so learn from every source. Read at least 30 minutes each and every day. Always keep learning out there. Secondly, I believe life is worthwhile if I try. You see, you just can't just learn out there. You have to try something to see if you can actually do it. You've got to try to make a difference, try to make some progress, try to learn a new skill, try to learn a new sport, try to learn a new technical indicator, try to learn a new way to look at a chart. It doesn't mean you can do everything, but there are a lot of things that, in fact, you can do if you just try. Try your best, folks. Give it every effort. In fact, why not just simply go all out? Third, life is worthwhile, at least I believe life is worthwhile if I stay. I believe you have to stay from spring until the harvest. If you've signed up for something, then see it through, folks. See it through to the end. Sometimes things just don't work out, and okay, then it's over. And that's the end. But just don't end in the middle. You know, maybe the next project that comes up, you just pass on. But on this one, if you've signed up for something, see it through. You know, it's like a seed when you plant a seed. You know, most of the seeds fail when they get to that crusty part of the earth. But the real successful ones, they know that no matter what obstacles are in their way, they just simply bust through. When they bust through, they produce all kinds of wonderful things. A lot of times it's the fruit and the veggies that we eat out there. Thank goodness for those seeds that decide to go ahead and break through. You know, lastly, life is worthwhile, at least I believe, if I care. I believe that if you care at all, you will get results. You'll get some results. If you care enough, you can get incredible results, extraordinary results. I believe that we should care enough to make a difference, care enough to turn somebody around, care enough to start a new business. How about care enough to change? Care enough to change. Think about that one. Care enough to just simply be the highest producer at whatever it is that you do. Care enough to set some records. Care enough simply, folks, to win. So 4 powerful little words. Write these down. Learn, try, stay, and care. So the question is, what difference can you make in your life today by putting those 4 wonderful words to work? What I can tell you is thank you for caring enough to spend your morning with me. I most certainly care about you. So let's go see what we can learn about these markets out here. right now, futures-wise, we've got the Dow futures up 28 points. The Ever-Ready Bunny, the Ever-Ready Battery, they're trading out at 15,966. S&P futures up about, well, really, they're flat, up a quarter of a point, trading out at 1789. NASDAQ futures up 3 points after a tough day yesterday. NASDAQ futures trading out at 33.87. Kind of quiet on the currency front out there. Aussie dollar having the biggest movement here this morning. King dollar is back 3 cents out here. It's trading out at 80.79. Goldilocks relatively flat. It's up a buck at 12.73. Silver's flat, trading out at 20.34. Leaving light sweet crude, it's flat. It's trading out at 92.96. Looks like we could go water skiing on the currency and the commodity sector out there. Our calling number, 877-927-6648. If you give us a call, be happy to take a look at your stock chart. A quick peek around the globe. What do we have out here last night over in Asia after we handed off the ball to them? You had the NASDAQ down, nearly 1%, the composite off 1%, the small caps, Russell 2000 down 0.8% out there. Heck, even the New York Stock Exchange, that was off, only 0.25% out here. Over in Asia last night, all red. But it wasn't a bloodbath. In fact, it was hardly just a little paper cut out there. You had the Hang Seng off 2 points. That didn't even make the percentages out there, so that was a flat market. You had the Shanghai, that was off 4 points. Okay, 0.2% to the downside. The Nikkei off a couple of 37 points, not a big deal, 0.25% out here. The DAX right now in Germany off 13 points. The FTSE down 25 points. Let's begin by taking a look at the intraday charts of the futures contract. Let's go see what it is that we've got going. Let's go take a look at the weakness out here. Weakness, believe it or not, coming in from the NASDAQ and from the Russell 2000. So let's take a look at the 30-minute chart out here and see what story it was actually telling us here yesterday. You've got an A to B equals CD pattern. The A point coming off of the low down here at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on November 7th out at the price point of 33.14. A bit of change makes a B point. The B point out here was the high that came in at 11 o'clock in the morning on November the 12th. 33.6675 is the number. People say, how do you know that's the B point? Well, if you take a look at where the largest retracement came, you see this retracement down here, that's the C point, which is at 9:30 in the morning on November 13th. All you then really have to do is look for the highest high that was formed prior to that low before the market took off. That's an easy way to be able to identify the C point. And then, of course, the B point. There's the market doing 75% of the work for you out here. What did you see coming off that C point? You saw conviction. You saw conviction, and biction, maybe, in 2 different ways out here. Number one, if we blow this up on the chart, you'll see that conviction with a wide ranging bar as was coming off of the C point. The red diagonal lines, if you're watching us on TigerTV, and thanks so much for doing that. If you are listening on the radio, your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, we truly appreciate that. Remember, you can catch the archive of this show on Channel 9. You can always get the live stream by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Upper right-hand side, you'll see a button, 3 little devices on that. Click on that. You'll get this show streaming live to you. Well, the second piece of conviction was busting through that descending price channel out there. That took place at about 11 o'clock or so in the morning on November the 13th. That move off of that C point, that was going to tell us what? More than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. What did it actually do yesterday? It had the 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD. If you're an owner of timing the art of timing the trade charts out there, when you get that 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD, oftentimes you're going to do something different. The actual price projection of the 1 to 1.618, 34.23 and a quarter, actually got up to 34.25.75 out there before it gave you a little key reversal session at the 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD. You talk about key reversals all over the place yesterday. We'll certainly take a look at some of those during today's shows here over the next couple of hours. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here, 1 to 1.618. That set off a little bit of a retracement. What was that retracement? Well, if you go from the low of the A point all the way up to the D point, the 0.382 retracement is at 33.8391 out there. If you take a look at the actual numbers. Right now, you've got the NASDAQ futures trading out at 33.84. So it's made its first leg down. Now, on that first leg down, that first normal retracement down, you got to say it did it with some conviction. You know, you have to take a look at these two wide-ranging bars starting at the 2:30 to 3 o'clock hour, and then 3 to 4 coming to 3 to 3:30, I should say, coming into the close as well. Wide-ranging bars to the downside, as was making that 0.382 retracement. We'll see if this is going to be the end of it. Now, just as we had this little descending price channel on the way down, which was broken through with conviction here, we have a little rising price channel that actually stopped price in its place here last night as it made a low at about, it's actually about 6 o'clock this morning here. That's the black diagonal line that you see on my screen. If you are bearish, you want to see this area get busted. If you're bullish, you want to see this area hold. If it holds, what does that set up? Well, at a minimum, what it sets up here is at least a 0.618 retracement of that first leg down. That's a likely target area. Where would that take us to? About 34.06. And you can see that's really inside those two wide-ranging bars here. I would say if the markets are going to bounce, where they're going to bounce to is probably back to the original breakdown area inside of the NQ before it really gives you a signal. That'll take you back to the 0.786 retracement of 34.14. And maybe at that level, that's where the bulls have to really be careful. But we'll know when we see, in fact, if the market moves up, what kind of wide-ranging bars, if any, it has on that move up. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It is always better when we're together. Look at this, folks, here. You've got lead the charge right now in the pre-markets to the downside. You know, you got to wonder why sometimes people name things a certain way. The leader in the clubhouse on the way down this morning, ticker symbols OILT. The name of the company, you're not going to believe this, Oil Tanking Partners. Oil Tanking Partners. It's tanking here this morning. It closed at 64.45. It's trading out right now at 61.10. They couldn't call it Oil Tanker Partners or something like that. Oil Tanking Partners out there. Well, they are tanking to the downside. You got Best Buy as well. Not a Best Buy here this morning. Looks like a Best Sell. It's trading at 40.90. It closed at 43.56 out there. You've got to the upside, Home Depot on the other side. They close at 79.67. They're trading up about $3, about $3, 82.21 out there. You've got Facebook is trading up a bit this morning. They closed at 45.83. They're trading at 46.35. Let's go back over into the futures market. Let's go take a look at the ES Mini, the S&P futures out here. S&P futures, we're showing the same really rising price channel that one would want to be paying attention to, especially for an intraday trader out here. That's the rise. That's the blue diagonal lines we're looking at on my screen here. That's really coming off of the low that was put in back at about 9:30 in the morning. That's on November the 8th out there. That price, actually, that is the open of that session. So we'd be using 17.42 and a quarter. You can see we're running into the little rising price channel here. You know, I didn't pick up the these lows here because the market was really moving into the over sold condition as was making a low out here. So I think we've got a pretty decent rising price channel out here. A break of that area closed below 1784.25 out there. And then the bears will have been releasing the hounds here this morning. I don't know that is what's going to take place right here. Where's the bounce that we could see inside of this nice rising price channel? Well, number one, just a normal retracement, very similar to taking a look at the NQ. The normal retracement is going to take you to the 0.618 retracement level. That would be 1794. But for this to get all the way to the level of where the ES Mini broke down, just like we took a look at the NQ out here, really gets us all the way back up to the highs, gets us back in essence to 1800. 1799.75 was the exact number out there. So looked at that peak out there and said, no, not so fast. I don't know if I want to go ahead and take on that peak just yet. And so we saw just really a normal retracement, not even a normal retracement. If we take a look at the retracement here yesterday, just to really measure whatever damage might have been done, I would use the swing point low here at 9 o'clock in the morning on November the 13th, and I would go all the way up to the high. That little key reversal session there on the 30-minute chart as well. And if we take a look at it, you'll see it didn't even make it to the 0.382 retracement level, which is 1782 out there. So far at this stage, not a ton of damage being done here in the S&P futures contract out there. Let's go take a look at the Dow futures. Let's go see what they're doing. on a 30-minute basis. It's actually the Dow here that now is taking over the strength inside the market. You know, we were taking a look at that 208-point consolidation pattern inside the Dow on the 30-minute chart. We know there's a 1,000-point consolidation inside of the daily or the weekly chart out here. Well, you remember those consolidation patterns, when they break upside or downside out here, you typically see a move equal to or greater than. Well, in this case here, we saw a move greater than that 208-point consolidation. That's the little yellow box that's out here on my screen. We saw a break of that area really back here. And well, you saw it broke out, came back and tested it. That was on about 3:30 or so in the morning on November the 18th. That was yesterday morning. Decided to go out and break out a bit higher. So we see a little new rising price channel that has formed here inside of the Dow future. So that's the strength inside the market right now. Bullish or bearish, we want to be watching the underside of this because that's where you would first start to see a change in trend take place. Would you be able to sell the top tick? No. But would you be able to understand what's going on inside the trend? The answer is yes. Let's go to Victor in Paramus, New Jersey. Victor, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you this morning?
Good. How you doing? What do you think about clean? There's a big bar, like from October 13th, I think. There's a big bar at 12:39. It almost closed it.
Sure. Are you looking to get in this? Or
I'm looking to get in, but I don't know. It looks like a V shape, like it's a wedge shape. I don't know which way it's going to go. They have some good news, some things going on with GE and, you know what I mean, with their energy stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, you know what's sort of what you like to see here, this little downdraft bar here from October the 8th. You know, that's really your hurdle. And the top there is 1269. It closed back inside it at 1239. If you can clear that and come into this swing point here from October 2nd, if you can see it get above.
Right there too.
I'll tell you what, if you stay on through the break here, and we'll come back after the market opens. Be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. We got the Dow up 20 points, trading out at 15,995. It's trying to get on that. Well, it's already hit the 16,000 number. We'll see if it's going to stay above that level today. S&P is off a point right now, trading out at 1790. Composite down 3 points, trading out at 3945. You've got the Russell 2000 down 24 cents out here. Apple is up 15 cents. Google is down $3. Leading the charge to the upside, it's Kiwi PLC. QIWI is a ticker symbol, up a nice 8.5% this morning, $3 and change. Home Depot up $2 and change, up nearly about 3%. United Continental, UAL, that's up 4%. Automatic Data Processing, ADP, up about 2%. Horizon Pharmaceuticals, HZNP, must have a nice horizon out there. It's up 28% this morning. Of course, not a expensive stock. It's right now trading out at $5.75. Horizon Pharma agrees to buy U.S. rights to Vimovo. I don't know what that is, but that's what they're doing. Tile Shop, that's up about 91 cents here. To the downside, Voxel Jet off 5%. That thing has been a little rocket ship here as of late. That's down about 6% off 380. Oil Tanking Partners tanking. That's off 5% this morning, down 350. You've got Best Buy off about $3. Noah Holdings down 250. Campbell Soup, that is down $2.45. Tesoro off a couple bucks. 3D Systems down $1.50 right now. Again, our call number 877-927-6648. I know that Victor had to leave us, but I will take a look here, Victor, for you at Clean Energy, CLNE. And here's what I would suggest. Number one, I've got the weekly chart on my screen, and on the weekly chart, not a whole lot really inside this with regard to upside potential as of late. And as of late, I'm going back over a year. So from October of 2012, the high of this stock was 1368. The high that it got to was 1368 out here. So it's trading at 1242. Not a ton. This thing is just consolidating here. If you are going to take a position in this, let this come back and test these swing point lows at least one more time. Now, ideally, the level I'm referring to, Victor, is the October 7th, this is a weekly chart, 2011 high at 1111. So that's a good lucky number out there if you're a craps shooter out here. So let it come back, test 1111, do it on less than 6.6 million shares, and maybe you've got a buyable bottom. Just realize that your reward to risk out here is about 50-50, because if it closes inside 1111, it'll make its way down to about 902, so that's your downside risk. If it does reject 1111, right now your upside risk is only like about $13 out here, so maybe best to look elsewhere other than Clean Energy, unless you're looking for some type of long-term holding out here. And then, okay, maybe that is a buyable bottom, but don't let it close below the price level of I would say this swing right here, October 11th low, $10.63, because that had volume coming back in that swing point. If you close below that, that would not be good news. That is on Clean Energy, CLNE. Let's continue taking a look at the markets. Let's go look at the commodity sector. Let's go look at gold, silver, light sweet crude. We'll take a look at bonds as well. As we take a look at Goldilocks, gold yesterday pulling back, still inside this swing point, which is October the 15th. That low at 12.51 looks like that is going to be tested. It's back inside November 12th swing point. That at 98,000 contracts. Yesterday, 93,000 contracts. That is not pulling back on light volume. It is pulling back on light volume compared to the October 15th swing point. So that is a positive out there in the marketplace, but that really suggests that 1251 is going to be an area that's going to be tested where you're going to get your next piece of information from gold. Now, ideally, it would come all the way back to at least the level here of 1248.30. You'd like to see a rejection of that on a daily basis. That's a swing point low from June 30th inside of Goldilocks. If we take a look here at Hi-Ho Silver out here, silver is now below the swing point of October 15th. That low out there was 20.49. You're trading at 20.39 right now. What does that set up? 19.69 is the likely next stop for silver out here. That is your 0.786 retracement from the move off of that low here from June 28th. In the case of silver, all the way up to the high that was put in on August 28th. So it looks like that is the next stop for silver. Light sweet crude. Crude out here, it's on its way to 91.31. That's your 0.786 retracement. But I suspect more likely $85 and change is where the black crude oil is headed to. Bonds, if we take a look at the 30-year out here, the 30-year pulling back just slightly. No bearish reversal signal out here inside of bonds. Actually looks like bonds, the 30-year wants higher price. That higher price here most likely being 133.31, maybe 134 and a quarter out there. But still, so far at this stage here, no bearish reversal signal inside of the 30-year Treasury. Natural gas, let's take a look at that pattern out here. Let's look at the January. Do I have January up on my screen here? Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at the January contract out here. Still has in play. Let's take a look at the retracement so far. Let me go from the high out here, this little doji candle high on October 14th down to a low that was put in on the trading session here. What was that? November the 5th. So it made a little bit over the 0.382 retracement yesterday. Still not looking too bad, but I really believe that when we take a look at natural gas, the better buy is going to be if it can go ahead and complete and form this little 1.272 butterfly pattern right around the $3.40-ish cent mark out there. That is on the January contract for natural gas. Coffee. I had coffee up on my screen earlier. It looks like coffee here had a big run-up yesterday. Gapped up on the open. Actually, the bullish piece of that is just simply taking a look at this is a continuous contract for coffee, and it came back. It tested the swing point from 2008. So far has rejected. That had 168,000 contracts back then. This week here, or more volume, but I know about 275,000 contracts so far. But holding that swing point low, that would be bullish. If you take a look at coffee coming off of the lows out here from 2001 up to the high that was put in on May of 2011, you can also see it's down to the 0.786 retracement area out here. You'd like to see a bullish reversal signal. That bullish reversal signal would be a close this week above a 113.90 out here. Let's take a look at some of the stocks here that are popping and dropping this morning. Let's go take a look at this Kiwi. QIWI is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what it is up to. QIWI. And that is trading up 12% here this morning, trading out at $47, up $5 and change. So I've never looked at this equity. Had a nice high volume, wide price spread day here recently. This is back on the trading session of October the first out here. Did volume of 4.5 million shares, which is pretty big for this equity. Normal volume is only about 200,000 shares or so. So big volume. Now this looks okay. So we got an IPO taking you back to May. Here, May 3rd, 2013, opens up in the $16 range. The open was $17, low was $16.81. High was 1737 inside the marketplace. Has a nice looking move out here this morning. Let me see, what does Kiwi actually do? Kiwi PLC. Is it something down in New Zealand, maybe something down in Australia out here? They operate electronic online payment systems primarily in the Russian Federation of Kazakhstan, Moldova, Belarus, Romania. I got a chance yesterday to spend some time with a friend of mine from St. Petersburg, Russia. And that was nice to catch up with Steve. He's in the travel business over there. We opened up a store in the Peter and Paul Fortress in St. Petersburg. We were talking about it about 18 years ago. How about that? Time actually flies out there. So Kiwi, they're doing nicely here this morning. Taking out a swing point. Looks like doing it with some volume out here. That was a trading session of October the 18th. 431,000 shares out here so far this morning. 345,000 shares. So they are off to the races. To the upside here, you've got Tesla. Let's take a look at United Airlines out of United Continental. UAL is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what they are doing. They're up about 6% here this morning. Let's see what kind of volume is behind this move out here. UAL, it's trading out at 38.35, taking over a swing point recently. So gapping up this morning, already done 1.7 million shares. Most recent swing point had 13 million shares. A swing point here, this little gravestone doji looking candle from July 24. So closing over that is a bullish sign out here. That did 6.5 million shares. A to B equals CD looks like that. A couple of levels here have been completed. The A point being the August 27th low. That is at 27.32. The high out here from September 20th out at 34.45. A pullback into a little hammer, a nice type 1 camera. You can see it's done the 1 to 1.272 this morning. United Airlines up and away on its way to $40.65. Let's see what kind of butterfly pattern may be forming there. We'll take that little gravestone dojiest looking candle out here from July 24th. We'll go from that high down to the low that came in on August 27th. You can see the 1.272 expansion is at 39.30. So this morning is actually forming a 1.272 butterfly. Let's go draw that pattern in here. Here is the pattern. There's your 1.272 or very close to it level. But when you gap up into a pattern, which is what this is doing here, this is gapping up into the 1.272 butterfly. Guess what that tells us? No. It's not going to stop there. It is going to go ahead and it's going to form the 1.618 butterfly pattern. Let's go ahead and draw that in. That says right around the $42.56 mark is more likely the outcome for United Airlines. So as we draw that pattern in here, the 1.618, that takes us up to about right in this range. We have to squeeze that down. That's what that looks like out there. That is what looks like United Airlines wants to do. Now let's pull this back and see what it's actually trading into up at this level here. So we can see it looks like it's probably the 0.786. It's certainly a 100% move of a move, which takes you all the way back into the 2007 timeframe, December of 2007 to be exact. Now, just out of curiosity, well, let's go take a look at the, see if I can do the retracement here from high to low. And see where the 0.786 comes in, 41.43. So how about that? At 41.43 and at 42.50-ish or so, you've got a couple of patterns that come together. Looks like United Airlines, that is where she is headed to. Let's see, we've got Home Depot. Let's go see what Home Depot is up to this morning. HD is the ticker symbol. It's up to higher price. It's up 2%, up $1.57. It's been trading off of its session highs so far. So this so far being a little bit of a pop and drop out here. Home Depot beating top line numbers, beating bottom line numbers out there, doing it nicely. They had revenue of $19.5 billion. That was up 7.5% from the prior year. Their net earnings $1.4 billion versus $947 million from the prior year as well out there. So not too shabby when it comes to Home Depot. They're up over the swing point, or trying to get up over the most recent swing point high, which is from July 17th. 5.7 million shares out there. So far today, it has done volume of 2.5 million shares. So it's got the volume to take out that area here. And what a nice little uptrend this thing has been. And so we can see a consolidation pattern that is formed. Let's go mark and measure what that looks like. We'll see if it can break. It looks like, as long as it stays above the swing point here from July 17th, what it sets up, there's your consolidation pattern, your horizontal consolidation pattern. We know when you break a consolidation, your move is going to be equal to or greater than the consolidation. In the case of Home Depot, that'll go ahead and take us to a price level here. Give me a moment to squeeze this down a bit here. Move this up just a tad. Looks like right around the $90 mark is where Home Depot is headed to, so long as it's not a total pop and drop here this morning for HD out there. Let's go take a look here at what else do we have moving in the marketplace. Let's go take a look at a couple things moving to the downside out here. You can take a look at VoxelJet, VJET is the ticker symbol. This thing has been a little high flyer out here, and it gapped up yesterday. Now, this is a recent IPO, so this thing has really been on a tear. This thing coming out on October the 18th. I believe this is a 3D printer company, if I'm not mistaken. VJET out here. Let me just make sure. I think they're a German company. So VoxelJet, they have three-dimensional printers and on-demand part services out there. So if we take a look at VoxelJet, so nice IPO. Certainly not exactly the way that Twitter looks. We'll go take a look at Twitter. But this thing off of its bottoms yesterday, making a high with 4.9 million shares. So trading lower here this morning, about 894,000 shares. So this thing has got some volume off of its highs, only making 5 million share run here yesterday. Where can this thing pull back to if we just simply take a look at retracements out here? Not a ton of data out here on this equity, but certainly pulling back to $50.63 out there could be in the cards for VoxelJet. Also to the downside here this morning, we've got VIP Shop. Right now, the Dow is off 11. S&P is down 5 points. Composite down 11. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. The Dow is up 7 points right now. S&P down a point. We began the show by taking a look at the 30-minute charts here on the futures contracts. We were we did draw in the different little rising price channels. We saw a little push lower just to clean out some stops here earlier in the trading session. You can see the bottom of that rising price channel inside the ES Mini. That was tested, so far rejected. It's an important area here to be watching during the day. Well, you can't bust it to the downside. Now what happens? You try to bust it to the upside. Inside the ES Mini, it says 1793 is the likely target, 1793, 1796. Of course, we're going to want to pay attention to the week link out here and see what it is doing. That is the that's the Dow. I didn't mean to pull up the Dow. That's the strong hands out there. We want to be paying attention to the NASDAQ out here. NASDAQ, you can see, moving down this morning again into the open during this first 30-minute session, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. You can see it push down into the bottom of that rising price channel. It's moving higher. Why do we want to be paying attention to that? Well, if we go take a look at the daily charts out here, and you can do it on the futures contracts, you can do it on the indexes, you can do it all over the place. Yesterday, another key reversal session here inside the NASDAQ futures. That made it number 2 out there as far as key reversal sessions. The first one inside the NASDAQ, that took place on October 30th. It held just for a few days, a sideways move for about 5-6 days, then a little bit of a push lower and a complete rejection of that on November the 8th. Yesterday here, another key reversal session day out there. We'll see if this has any meaning, but it's why you want to be paying attention to certainly the NASDAQ futures out here. Of course, if we take a look at the ES Mini on the daily chart, it too had a key reversal session out here. So yesterday, key reversal session comes from 3 things. Number 1, you've got to have a market that is extended. Well, if we just simply take a look at that RSI 14 period level, when you're up towards that 70-ish% area, that tells you are in an overbought condition, and the market needs to work that condition off. And so it's extended. Of course, you can use the A to B equals CD patterns. That is an extension of a market move out here. Well, we know that we've got that in place. And then you just simply, as a third element, you need to have a open and not an open, you need to have an intraday high and low that exceeds the prior candle session. Now, in the case yesterday of the ES Mini, it was a key reversal session, but it was not a bearish reversal signal out here yesterday. It was really just a sideways move. And if you take a look at the S&P, the ES Mini, you can see 2 also had a 3 key reversal sessions. It had one yesterday. It had one on the trading session here from November the 7th. It also had one here on October 30th out there. And, of course, it really did not do much out there other than just stall price. So we'll see if these have any meaning inside the marketplace. But right now, the trend of the market here, if I go ahead and I have this little tool here, I've shared this a couple of times with you. I use this my newsletter subscribers, and just a tool that I've developed. I've colored this in to really help, we're all visual when it comes to learning. The dark blue area, that tells you when a new buy mode has occurred. A light blue area, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, that tells you strong trend, strong like bull. And that's a strong trend. The yellow is just simply a caution sign, says yield. You can see right now we're back in the strong trend area. Close today below 1786.50. That would be a little bit of a chink in the armor. That's on the ES Mini. So, folks, if you're off to start your Tuesday, have a terrific Tuesday. Always remember, you have an amazing power within yourself. That power is so strong, it'll create a life of abundance. It'll cure incurable diseases. It'll build billion-dollar businesses. But most of all, folks, it'll create fantastic, loving families. Thanks so much for being a part of the TFNN family. Have a great Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve. Yet, you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.